Respected principal of this distinguished institution, Sri Binod K Chaudhary, and the faculty of KCM, our chief guest of this morning, Honorable Foreign Minister Sri Binod K Chaudhary, Excellency, the Thai Ambassador, Excellency, the Vice President of Siam University, Professor Dr. Taskul. I hope I pronounced your name right. Ajim Mudwariji, my friend, and Vice President Nepal Thai Chamber, distinguished dignitaries on the dais, students, parents, and guests. Allow me to, first of all, thank you for this honor and distinguished opportunity to be in the midst of the first batch of KCM which is graduating today. It's a very important milestone in your life. All the hard work that you have put in during the last 4 years, the hard work and the sweat that your parents have put in over the years to see you graduate today, and no less the sense of commitment and dedication of the KCM and Siam family deserve to be congratulated. I want to congratulate KCM and Siam on creating this very special milestone in lifting the standard of Nepal's education when it comes to management studies, in building a very strong force of tomorrow's leaders who's going to lead the destiny of this country's economic prosperity. We would like to see this institution grow in leaps and bounds, not only 100 students a year, maybe many more. Nepal needs that. You know, when I was addressing a group of students like yourself at the Oxford last year, I started by saying that just because you are graduating from Oxford today, your life is made, you are mistaken. Life only begins. It's very important to have a strong education foundation. It's very important to have, if possible, degrees that you acquire from prestigious institutions. But that's not what is going to create the path which is going to lead you to your ambition, where you deserve to be. If you look at where the world is going today, since most of you, I'm sure, are aspiring to be successful businessmen or businesswomen, am I right? How many of you would like to be businesswomen and entrepreneurs? Can you lift your hand? See, this is the changing face of the path. Probably when we went to school or colleges, 90% of them wanted to go to science faculty. They wanted to be engineers, they wanted to be doctors. Times have changed. You want to be the manager. You want to be someone who is capable of managing the resources. You want to be somebody who doesn't complain, who makes the best out of what is available. Think of those people who haven't had the opportunity of coming to this prestigious institution. Whenever, I think of a group like yourselves, or the life where you are embarking, sometimes I reflect back in my own life. I've said this publicly, it's there in my autobiography. I went to a public school. I used to go in a public school, in a public bus to my school in Sanotimi, Samudaik school. Public school connotation in Nepal is little different. Samudaik, Sarkari school. I went to also a Sarkari college, Saraswati campus. Times were different. But that did not. I was a very good student though. That's very important. Some of the best colleges in the world can produce very average students, and some of the very average institutions, including Samudaik, can produce some of the best talents. There is no monopoly. That's why I always say publicly, and many of them don't like it, that there is no monopoly of Harvard or MIT when it comes to producing successful people in this world. I would like to cite the examples, since you belong to that age bracket and you are starting your journey on that backdrop. I would like to share with you my own understanding about where the world is going and what are the opportunities that you have in your hand and in your command. And let me remind you, this degree which you are going to get today, for which we all are here to celebrate and congratulate, it's just a tool, it's not an end by itself. This degree, people are going to inquire about this degree when you achieve something. And achieving something will require a dream. You need to set for yourself a clear path. The word vision is often misused in our society. Everybody talks about vision. Vision without roadmap, I've said, and ability to execute that vision is a joke. People at the age of 23, and I think many of you may be in that age bracket, okay, have emerged to becoming some of the world's most successful entrepreneurs. And you know who I'm talking about. Mark Zuckerberg. He achieved it at the age of 23. Did not go to Harvard or Wharton. Larry Page from Google was also 24. Jack Ma, when he started life, used to be a street guide, guiding the American tourists in the street of Hangzhou, a small town in China. He had not even seen a computer until he was 33. And today, he runs not only China's, but world's biggest e-commerce company. His government did not support him. When he learned that there was a company called Amazon, and I've said about this, many of you may have seen it in the YouTube or wherever. When he tried to access Chinese product, he wanted to see if the Chinese products are available in the Amazon e-commerce platform, he didn't find that. So he came back and told the government that why don't we create another e-commerce platform? And government said that fine, you create, we will give you a little bit of support, but you have to only sell Chinese product. And he said it doesn't work. If the world has to visit my site, and world has to visit this e-commerce platform, it has to be a free flow and exchange of best products and services, and I have to be the intermediary. Then he put together a group of 16 friends like yourselves in his age bracket who believed in him, who had different skills. Some was a very good marketeer, some was a very good organizer, some was a very good presenter, some was a very good accountant, that's also needed, and collected $5,000 each. put together a kitty of $80,000 and started Alibaba. That Alibaba, which did world's largest IPO not too long ago. It was all about identifying an idea. An idea which is so powerful that you can connect people from anywhere in the world. And that's what today's technology has given you. And that's what makes today's Nepal and the world so different. It took me 40 years to take the YY packet from Baise party to America. To expand that business today, I mean, we are very proud, and all of you are proud. You all love it. It's a product which is available all over the world, but it took me 40 years. Today, if you have the right compelling idea, you can take it to the whole world overnight. Today's ideas knows no boundaries. You know which industry grew the most and the fastest in India? Because Indian bureaucracy is known to be, in the name of regulating, controlling. IT, right? Infosys, companies like Infosys, companies like Wipro, they became some of the biggest enterprises at the world level, Tata Consultants. You know why? Because Indian government did not know how to regulate the IT industry. They could not create laws. They could not create laws to hinder and control and pull them back. That's how the world is today. You could be born in Guangzhou, or you could be born in Ukraine, like the John Com did. He was a sweeper He literally used to sweep the floor of a bakery in Ukraine. But very shabby, very sharp mind, very agile. And by then, it was the beginning of the world of new apps. Everybody was trying to create new apps, and he wanted to create an app which was far more flexible than the BlackBerry. And he created WhatsApp. Today, see how the WhatsApp had changed the whole world. I run 50% of my business as well as my other social and including political endeavors with the use of WhatsApp. I'm sure you do. That's how the world has changed. So the question, the fact that I want to share with you, that there could not be a better time to be graduating and starting life than today. Because you have age on your side. Today's world is run by people of your age because they are innovative, they are sharp, they understand technology. Today's world knows no technology, no boundaries, as I mentioned. You can be born anywhere. Gone are the days, and today's world also do not recognize, by the way, or do not make it a precondition to go to the best of the institution. Best of the institution teaches you how to think systematically, how to organize yourself. People ask me that how do you manage everything, that you try to do? And I tell them in one single sentence, time management. Okay? Time management. If you know how to manage your time, which is the most scarce commodity that you have in your hand because it doesn't grow. You have only 24 hours. And if you are committed, very hardworking, even then you cannot spend more than 18, 16 hours in actual work. So you got to achieve everything during that time. If you have time, you can find time for business, you can find time for your private life, you can find time for your social life. I watched football until 1:30 last night. There is a World Cup fever that is... I want to talk about two characters there, which is amazing. Okay, Lukaku. How many of you I wouldn't be surprised if he is able to win the Golden Boot, actually. He's one of the two who's on the run. You know the background of Lukaku? Lukaku comes from a very, very poor family. Okay? When he moved with his mother to Belgium, he did not I mean, he couldn't have even thought of buying a pair of boots. But he was so passionate. He was so passionate about what he wanted to do. Today, I think it's the second time that he's playing the World Cup. He's already scored 4 goals, right? So what is it? It's not education, it's not the upbringing, it's not the being able to be supported by a family which is so resourceful, which has all the resources of the world to send in the best of the football club for training. No, he trained himself on the streets. What he had was a dream, and he had the passion. And I think that is what wins today's world. I would like to again repeat that you could not have been born in a better situation than today. Because today, generally, the first question that comes to the mind of, people when they are ready to start the life, ready to fight the world, after obtaining a duty, that where do I bring the capital? Or where do I follow? Who is going to hold my hand? I don't have any background in terms of coming from a business family. It's easy to talk. Most of the successful businesses, most of the new breed of entrepreneurs, I call them, if you look at their history and if you read their life, majority of them come from families who had nothing to do with business in today's context. Majority of them you would find were all startup businesses. You know what startup business is, right? The whole world is today, that's become a big sort of a driver for entrepreneurship and creating new ventures. And like technology knows no boundaries, startups also knows no boundaries. And funders and venture capitalists also know no boundaries. Your own, I was told that one student from your own college, IUC, yes, IUC KC. I spotted her in the list of the Forbes 30 under 30 group, and I happen to be one of the judge. This Forbes invites sort of applications and stories from those who have an idea, who have a winning and a compelling idea, which can be then put forward to the world, to the venture capitalists, to the investors. Okay? She started a company called Khali CC. And she has a team of 13,000 people, I'm told. Who are picking up these stuffs from the garbage of Kathmandu. And she has been spotted by the world. That's the power of technology. The world's biggest hotel company, can anybody rise, tell me, which is the world's biggest hotel company? Not Intercontinental, not Hyatt, not Starwood, nothing. The world's biggest company was built in 7 years' time, and they own no hotel room. And the company is called Airbnb. They rent out the free space, which is available in different hotels, and put it under a separate marketing platform. Which is the world's biggest taxi company? Do they own taxis? No. And which is the biggest trading house of this world? Do they own warehouses or production facilities? Amazon and Alibaba? No. Right? So the answer is absolutely clear. That it is not a time when you need to have huge capital behind you. It's not a time when you need to come from a big business family. It's not a time that capital is going to be an hindrance or a limitation. Capital will change you, like somebody must have been changing IUC. And if you have that will to win, and commitment to your dream. Dream is something, people like the word vision. Dream is something which is very, which can be defined everywhere. Everybody has a dream. Okay, everybody does dreaming. And I'm talking about daydreaming, not night dreaming, by the way. And I'm talking about a dream which you see every day till such time you do not fulfill it. You do not achieve it. President Abdul Kalam had said in one of his speeches that see a dream which never lets you go to sleep. सपना यस्तो देख्नुस् यस्तो हेर्नुस् कि त्यसले तपाईलाई सुत्नै नदियोस् त्यसपछि र त्यो सपनाको पछाडी पछ्याइरहनुस् लागिरहनुस् अनेक बाधाहरू आउँछ त्यसले you have tons of problems. It's a part of life. You have two choices. When you face obstacles, there may be policy obstacles, there may be problems related with putting together all the tools and resources to support your dream to achieve. You may find people who will promise you but will not deliver. Okay, you may find that suddenly a set of policy has changed, so your life has become different. All these things are going to happen. And you have to take that as a part of life. One option you have is to just keep complaining, like many of us do. You know, the first answer will be, "Hai ke garne?" Okay? The second option, and the option that I'm advising you to think about, is find solution. Find innovative solution, find solution that others have not been able to find. Fight that problem. Try to solve that problem. If not, jump over that problem. If I did not do that, perhaps we would not have been able to create Nepal's first multinational, which spans from New York all the way to China. Okay, even now. There is a solution to every problem. That's my strong conviction. And in the end, because I was given 10 minutes and I think I've taken more time than that, I like to remind you of a very interesting movie called Tare Zameen Par. Have you all seen? The message of Tare Zameen Par that Amir Khan has given is education and degrees are only as important as you can use them in your future life. Otherwise, it will be something good to hang on your wall. I'm sure that looking at all of you, the passion in your eyes, the fire in your body, okay, I know that you are going to make Nepal proud. You are going to be the next breed of entrepreneurs which the whole world will think about. And I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. We are charmed by your sharp fluency. Now let us have the pleasure of listening to the congratulatory remarks by Siam University.